I know I have a little bit of
Hollywood
time,
loves
so
a
I'm gonna
comeback
run.
story, right until someone turns one bad second into a full-blown career demolition derby. From Oscar slaps to leaked scandals, fiery tempers, and interviews that aged like gas station sushi, these stars didn't just trip on the red carpet. They face-planted into legend. Buckle up, because fame is fast, but cancellation wears sneakers. Number 1. Cuba Gooding Jr. Cuba Gooding Jr., a man who once had Hollywood eating out of the palm of his hand. Back in 1997, he didn't just win an Oscar for Jerry Maguire. He practically detonated the stage. He jumped, shouted, smiled like he had just discovered free Wi-Fi and turned Show Me the Money into a pop culture earthquake. For a while, it looked like Cuba was unstoppable. He had charm, energy, talent, and the kind of smile that could sell popcorn to people already holding popcorn. Movies like Men of Honor and Radio kept him in the spotlight, and audiences saw him as warm, magnetic, and impossible not to root for. But Hollywood is a funny place. One minute you're the guy everyone cheers for, and the next your career is slipping faster than a phone without a case. In 2019, Gooding's name was suddenly everywhere for all the wrong reasons. A woman accused him of groping her at a New York bar, leading to his arrest on charges related to forcible touching and sexual abuse. Then more women came forward with similar accusations, and the headlines went from Oscar-winning actor to legal nightmare with a red carpet. By 2022, Gooding accepted a plea deal and admitted to one count of forcible touching. He avoided jail time, but was ordered to undergo counseling and stay out of trouble. Technically, it could have been worse. Publicly, though, the damage was brutal. Today, Cuba Gooding Jr. is no longer the electric Hollywood favorite he once was. His story is a loud reminder that fame can take years to build, but one scandal can knock it down faster than a celebrity apology video filmed in bad lighting. Number 2. Will Smith. For decades, Will Smith was Hollywood's human cheat code. The man went from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to Men in Black, Independence Day, and more blockbusters than most actors could dream of. He was charming, funny, emotional, bankable, and somehow made saving the world look like a casual weekend hobby. America didn't just like Will Smith, they trusted him with popcorn, box office money, and their childhood memories. But then came the 94th Academy Awards, and in one unforgettable moment, the internet got a clip it would replay until the servers needed therapy. When Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head, Will first seemed to laugh. Then seconds later, he walked onto the Oscar stage and slapped Rock across the face on live television. Not in a movie, not in a stunt scene, not with dramatic background music, just pure, unscripted chaos in formal wear. The room froze. Viewers at home blinked like their Wi-Fi had glitched. Then Will returned to his seat and shouted for Rock to keep his wife's name out of his mouth. And just like that, one of Hollywood's most beloved stars became the headline of the decade. Even though Smith won Best Actor that same night for King Richard, the slap swallowed the victory whole. He later apologized, resigned from the Academy, and was banned from Oscar-related events for 10 years. Several projects were delayed, paused, or suddenly treated like leftovers in the back of the fridge. Will Smith has since tried to rebuild, reflect, and move forward. But that slap remains welded to his legacy. Because in Hollywood, you can spend 30 years building a spotless image, then lose control for 10 seconds and become a global meme with a tuxedo. Number 3. Thomas Gibson. For years, Thomas Gibson was the stone-faced boss everyone trusted to chase down serial killers before dinner. As Aaron Hotchner on Criminal Minds, he was calm, intense, disciplined, and looked like the kind of guy who could solve a murder with one eyebrow movement. Fans loved him. The team respected him. And for 12 seasons, Gibson helped turn Criminal Minds into one of television's most addictive crime dramas. But behind the scenes, things were not exactly as calm as Hotch's poker face. In August 2016, during a disagreement with a writer-producer over a script, Gibson reportedly lost his temper and kicked the man. Yes, kicked. Not a dramatic TV interrogation, not an undercover fight scene, just a real-life workplace meltdown that instantly turned into Hollywood gasoline. At first, the studio only suspended him, which sounded like the entertainment version of being sent to your room. But then older stories began resurfacing, including a past on-set conflict from 2010 that had reportedly led to anger management. Suddenly, this wasn't just one bad day. It looked like a pattern, and Hollywood does not love patterns unless they are on a designer suit. Within weeks, ABC Studios and CBS fired him from the show. Just like that, Agent Hotchner was gone. The writers explained his exit by sending Hotch into witness protection to keep his son safe, a quiet ending for a scandal that was anything but quiet. Since then, Gibson has mostly stayed away from the spotlight, appearing in only a few smaller projects. His fall wasn't caused by a leaked tape, a courtroom circus, or a red carpet disaster. It was one explosive moment at work. A reminder that in Hollywood, you can survive fake killers for 12 seasons, but one real kick can knock your entire career off the air. Number 4. Paula Deen. Paula Deen wasn't just cooking food, she was deep frying the American dream and serving it with a stick of butter on top. For years, she was the queen of Southern comfort, cooking, smiling on Food Network, selling cookbooks, opening restaurants, and making viewers believe that calories were just tiny love letters from grandma. Her laugh was big, her personality was bigger, and her empire was worth millions. But in 2013, that sweet Southern image got hit by a controversy so hot, it made her kitchen look like a cold salad bar. A former employee filed a lawsuit accusing Deen and her brother of creating a workplace filled with harassment, discrimination, and racism. The allegations were bad enough, but then came the testimony. Under oath, Paula admitted she had used racist slurs in the past and even described the idea of a plantation-style wedding with black men dressed as servants. And just like that, America's butter-loving TV sweetheart went from pass the biscuits to call the PR crisis team immediately. The backlash was instant and brutal. Food Network cut ties. Sponsors ran for the exits. Major retailers like Walmart and Target pulled her products from shelves faster than a shopper grabbing the last discounted air fryer on Black Friday. Since then, Paula has tried to rebuild through YouTube restaurants and occasional TV appearances. She still has loyal fans, but her mainstream image never fully recovered. Her story proves that in show business, you can build an empire with butter, charm, and biscuits, but one ugly scandal can burn the whole kitchen down. Number 5. Megan Fox. Megan Fox didn't enter Hollywood quietly. She arrived like a smoke machine with cheekbones. Before 2007, most people barely knew her name. Then Transformers hit theaters and suddenly she was everywhere: magazine covers, red carpets, fan posters, and probably at least 3 teenage bedroom walls per neighborhood. She became the ultimate 2000s it girl, the kind of star Hollywood loves to hype until the hype starts sweating. For a while, Megan looked unstoppable. She had beauty, attitude, confidence, and the kind of screen presence that made explosions in Transformers seem like background decoration. But then came the interview that changed everything. In 2009, while talking about director Michael Bay, Megan compared his behavior on set to Napoleon and even Hitler. Not exactly the kind of comment you want floating around when your boss controls giant robots and billion-dollar movie franchises. The backlash came fast. According to the article, Steven Spielberg pushed for her removal from Transformers: Dark of the Moon. And just like that, Hollywood's hottest rising star was kicked out of one of its biggest franchises. Then the industry did what it often does best. It turned a complicated situation into a simple label. Megan was called difficult, ungrateful, and a diva. Big studios stopped calling, and her red-hot career suddenly cooled off like leftover fries. Years later, Megan began speaking openly about sexism, objectification, and how Hollywood treated her during that era. She slowly rebuilt her image with smaller projects and a more self-aware public voice. Today, she is no longer just the Transformers girl. She is a woman reclaiming her story, proof that sometimes the comeback is quieter, sharper, and way more interesting than the fall. Number 6. Armie Hammer. Armie Hammer once looked like he had been assembled in a Hollywood laboratory, labeled future leading man. Tall, handsome, rich family background, deep voice, movie star jawline, the guy seemed built to walk into award season, while slow motion happened automatically. After standout roles in The Social Network and Call Me By Your Name, Hammer was being treated like the next big thing. Hollywood didn't just open the door for him, it practically rolled out a red carpet with his initials on it. But in early 2021, that red carpet turned into a crime scene outline. Alleged private messages linked to Hammer leaked online containing disturbing sexual fantasies and references so shocking, the internet collectively dropped its coffee. Suddenly, the charming golden boy was at the center of a scandal that felt less like celebrity gossip and more like a horror movie with Wi-Fi. Hammer denied the allegations, calling them false, but more women later came forward with claims of manipulation and abusive behavior. Within weeks, his career started disappearing faster than free snacks in a writer's room. Major roles vanished. His agency cut ties. Hollywood backed away like someone had just opened a cursed email attachment. Then came House of Hammer, a documentary digging not only into the scandal, but also the dark history surrounding his powerful family. By 2022, reports even claimed he was selling timeshares in the Cayman Islands, a plot twist nobody had on their bingo card. Armie Hammer's fall is one of Hollywood's wildest reminders. You can look like a movie prince, but one scandal can turn the castle into a haunted house. Number 7. Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey was not just another Hollywood actor. He was the kind of performer critics talked about like he had secret access to the acting cheat codes. With 2 Oscars unforgettable roles in The Usual Suspects and American Beauty, and his icy performance as Frank Underwood in House of Cards, Spacey stood at the top of the entertainment food chain. For years, he looked untouchable. The man could walk into a scene, whisper 3 words, and somehow make everyone feel like taxes were due. But in 2017, everything collapsed faster than a badly built movie set. As the Me Too movement shook, Hollywood actor Anthony Rapp accused Spacey of inappropriate behavior when Rapp was just 14. The accusation hit like a lightning bolt. Then more men came forward with similar claims, and suddenly, Spacey's powerful image started cracking like a phone screen dropped on concrete. Hollywood reacted instantly. Netflix cut ties and removed him from House of Cards. The film All the Money in the World went even further, replacing him completely and reshooting his scenes with another actor. That is not just being fired, that is being digitally erased with a studio budget. Although some legal cases were later dismissed, and Spacey was acquitted in major trials, the damage to his reputation was already massive. The red carpets vanished. The big roles disappeared. The man who once dominated prestige television was pushed into small, obscure projects. Kevin Spacey's downfall is a chilling Hollywood reminder. Talent can build an empire, but scandal can turn the lights off before the next scene even starts. Number 8. Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson was once the definition of Hollywood power. He wasn't just an actor, he was a box office battle cry with a jawline. From Mad Max to Lethal Weapon, Gibson played the kind of tough guy who could survive explosions, car chases, and emotional trauma while still looking like he knew how to fix your truck. Then came Braveheart, and suddenly he wasn't just a movie star, he was an Oscar-winning director shouting freedom all the way to the bank. For years, Gibson seemed untouchable. He had action hero status, serious filmmaker respect, and enough Hollywood influence to make studio executives answer the phone before it even rang. But then the off-screen drama hit harder than a medieval sword fight. In 2006, Gibson was arrested for driving under the influence, but the real disaster came from the hateful comments he reportedly made during the incident. The backlash was immediate. Hollywood didn't just raise an eyebrow, it packed a suitcase and moved to another zip code. Then, more controversy followed, including leaked recordings that made his public image go from legendary filmmaker to walking PR emergency. For a long time, Gibson became the name studios handled with oven mitts. The talent was still there, but the reputation burned like popcorn in a microwave. Years later, he slowly found his way back through smaller roles, directing projects and Hollywood's occasional habit of giving complicated comebacks. But Mel Gibson's fall remains one of the industry's loudest warnings you can win. Oscars build franchises and become a legend, but one ugly scandal can turn freedom into "please call my lawyer." Number 9. Roseanne Barr. Roseanne Barr was not just a sitcom star, she was a television earthquake with a laugh track. In the late 80s and 90s, Roseanne became a massive hit because it felt real loud, messy, and painfully American. She played a working-class mom who didn't look like Hollywood's usual perfect TV mother. No pearls, no angelic patience, no magical casserole that solved every problem. Roseanne was sharp, sarcastic, exhausted, and funny enough to make America spit out its coffee. For years, she was one of TV's biggest names. Then in 2018, she pulled off what looked like a miracle comeback. The Roseanne reboot returned to huge ratings, and suddenly she was back on top. Hollywood loves a comeback story until someone hands the main character a Twitter account. That same year, Barr posted a tweet about Valerie Jarrett, a former advisor to President Barack Obama, that was widely condemned as racist. The backlash hit instantly. A BC did not schedule a meeting, light a candle, or wait for the dust to settle. The network canceled the show almost immediately. One tweet, one morning, one career explosion so fast it probably needed a seatbelt. The wildest part, the show survived without her. A BC reworked it into the Connors killing off Roseanne's character and moving forward with the rest of the cast. That is not just being fired, that is being removed from your own living room. Roseanne Barr's downfall is a brutal Hollywood lesson. You can build a television empire over decades, but one reckless tweet can bring the whole house down faster than a bad Wi-Fi connection during a live apology video. Number 10. Gina Carano. Gina Carano didn't enter Hollywood like a delicate flower, she came in like a roundhouse kick wearing space armor. Before she was blasting around the galaxy in The Mandalorian, she was already known as a real-life fighter, the kind of woman who looked like she could win a bar fight and then calmly ask for the dessert menu. As Cara Dune, she became a fan favorite, almost overnight, tough, cool, loyal, and basically the Star Wars version of "Don't make me get out of this chair." For a while, it looked like Disney had found a breakout star. Fans loved her. The character had serious spin-off potential. The galaxy was wide open. Then came the social media posts. Carano had already sparked backlash online, with comments about politics, masks, election claims, and pronouns. But in 2021, one controversial post comparing the political climate in America to the treatment of Jewish people during Nazi Germany pushed the drama into hyperspace. Lucasfilm announced she was no longer employed by the company, and just like that, Cara Dune was gone faster than stormtroopers missing a target. Hollywood didn't just hit pause, it unplugged the whole machine. Her agency reportedly dropped her future, Star Wars plans disappeared, and Gina went from rising Disney action star to one of the internet's loudest culture war headlines. Years later, Carano sued Disney and Lucasfilm claiming wrongful termination. The case was eventually settled, but the damage to her mainstream career had already been written into the Hollywood history books. Gina Carano's story proves one brutal lesson in modern showbiz. A blaster can't protect you from a bad post, and sometimes the most dangerous battlefield is the one with a share button. Number 11. Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett was once riding high on Empire, the hit TV drama, where music, money, family, betrayal, and fabulous coats all fought for screen time. As Jamal Lyon, he became one of the show's breakout stars, talented, emotional, stylish, and dramatic enough to make every episode feel like Thanksgiving dinner with a record deal. For a while, Smollett looked like a star with serious momentum. He had fame, visibility, and a major platform. Then came January 2019, and his real life suddenly became more chaotic than anything the Empire writers could have dreamed up after 3 coffees and no sleep. Smollett reported that he had been attacked in Chicago in what he described as a racist and homophobic hate crime. The story immediately made national headlines. Celebrities spoke out. News anchors leaned forward. The internet grabbed popcorn. But then the investigation took a shocking turn. Police later accused Smollett of staging the attack himself, saying he had paid 2 brothers to help carry it out. Smollett denied it, but the public reaction exploded. Suddenly, he was no longer just the actor from Empire. He was at the center of one of the messiest celebrity legal dramas in modern memory. He was written off the show, his career momentum crashed, and Hollywood backed away like someone had just found a raccoon in the dressing room. In 2021, he was convicted of disorderly conduct, but in 2024, the Illinois Supreme Court overturned that conviction, ruling that the second prosecution violated his due process rights. Still, in the court of public opinion, the damage was already done. Jussie Smollett's story is a wild reminder that in Hollywood, one headline can make you famous, but one scandal can turn your career into a season finale nobody saw coming. Number 12. Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller was supposed to be Hollywood's lightning bolt. They had the mysterious indie star energy, the blockbuster resume, and the kind of screen presence that made casting directors whisper, "That one's different." From We Need to Talk About Kevin to Fantastic Beasts, and then DC's The Flash, Miller looked ready to sprint straight into superhero royalty. After all, playing the fastest man alive should be a pretty safe career move, unless your off-screen life starts moving even faster than your character. Then came the headlines. And not cute celebrity buys weird hat headlines. We're talking arrests, allegations, public incidents, legal trouble, and enough chaos to make Warner Brothers executives look like they needed group therapy and a very strong espresso. In 2022, Miller's name kept popping up for all the wrong reasons, including arrests in Hawaii and a Vermont case that later ended with a guilty plea to unlawful trespass. They avoided jail, received probation, and agreed to continue mental health treatment. Meanwhile, The Flash, a massive superhero movie built around Miller that became less of a film release and more of a billion-dollar PR obstacle course. Warner Brothers still released the movie, but the spotlight had changed. Instead of can Ezra Miller save the DC universe, the question became, can the studio survive promoting this without stepping on a landmine? Ezra Miller's story is pure Hollywood whiplash. 1 minute, you're the face of a superhero franchise. The next, you're the reason every publicist in Los Angeles starts stress-eating protein bars. Turns out, being the Flash is impressive, but outrunning scandal is a whole different superpower. Number 13. Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf was once Hollywood's favorite chaotic prodigy. He started as the funny kid from Even Stevens, then somehow grew into the face of Transformers, running away from giant robots like his rent was due, and the landlord had lasers. For a while, Shia had it all: blockbuster fame, indie credibility, raw talent, and the kind of intense energy that made people say, "Is this acting? Or should someone check on him?" He was weird, bold, unpredictable, and honestly, Hollywood loved it until the unpredictability stopped being charming and started looking like a warning label. Over the years, LaBeouf's public image took hit after hit: arrests, strange public behavior, plagiarism accusations, and viral moments that felt less like celebrity news and more like deleted scenes from a nervous breakdown documentary. But the biggest blow came in 2020 when musician FKA Twigs filed a lawsuit accusing him of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse during their relationship. LaBeouf denied specific allegations in court, though he had publicly acknowledged a history of harmful behavior and addiction struggles. The lawsuit shook his career hard. Major opportunities cooled down, public sympathy faded, and the once bankable star became a Hollywood risk nobody wanted to explain in a production meeting. In 2025, the case was settled out of court, but the damage to his image had already been done. And with new legal drama over a settlement NDA emerging in 2026, the story clearly isn't wrapped in a neat little Hollywood bow. Shia LaBeouf's downfall proves one thing: being talented can open every door in Hollywood. But if chaos keeps walking in behind you, eventually, security changes the locks. And there you have it, Hollywood's wild reminder that fame can be built over decades, then demolished in less time than it takes to refresh a Twitter feed. Some of these stars had Oscars, hit shows, superhero suits, million-dollar deals, and fans screaming their names. But one scandal, one bad decision, one reckless post, or one very public meltdown turned the applause into awkward silence. In Hollywood, the spotlight is bright, but the shadows are brutal. So tell us which downfall shocked you the most. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Because in Tinseltown, the drama never sleeps. It just waits for the next celebrity to press send.